I'm really excited today because I'm at Phil's Vintage Guitars here in Thame. This is where I bought my we got the amp talking to the camera there as well. This is where I bought my 1961 Gibson SG Special and my 1959 ES125T. But today we're going to be demoing some absolutely amazing guitars, just a few of the awesome selection that they have here. So Phil, hello.
Thanks for coming in, Toby. It's great to see you.
No, great to see you
if
too.
I'd have known you'd come in, I'd have put a tie on.
Yeah, I wouldn't have spilt chocolate all over my chop as well. Tell us about your shop.
I don't know, is the honest answer. By accident. I think all the best things happen by chance, and we just ended up here, really. I've always been in guitars, loved guitars, collected guitars, bought and sold, but worked in different industries, and then one door shut, another one opens, and I ended up here. Never thought I would.
It's amazing.
Never thought I would in here either, because I came here when I was a youngster, not much older than you, and it was a guitar shop. So 30 years later, I'm here myself, so that was a bit bizarre.
That's awesome. So what have we got here then, Phil?
Well, I thought because we got these two killer guitars in, and both at opposite ends of the sort of Goldtop spectrum, if you like. This is the last it's a 56 Goldtop. It's the last of the P90s before it went to humbuckers in 57, and that's where it re-emerged in 1968.
Love this. Never played one, so it's very exciting.
It's one of the very first. I think July '68 it came through. It should have come back as a burst. I think everybody wanted a burst spec guitar, but it came back as a Goldtop, which
they did.
Quite pleased about. Yeah, actually, yeah. But you'll notice that it's got the crown inlay on the headstock, which is actually a mistake, or they believe it's a mistake. When they spec'd it up in the workshop, as it were, on the table, they put the 335 part number down for the headstock overlay.
That's so cool.
And it took them 2 months to figure it out that they got the wrong one. So there's a few out there with that headstock overlay. So
that's really cool.
But apart from that, it's pretty much this guitar, Honduran mahogany. The two main differences are the headstock pitch is slightly different.
It's different. Little flatter,
this is 17, that's 14, I believe.
That's all gold as well.
This is an all gold, yeah, which they did throughout the reign. They didn't do it in '68, but throughout the '50s you could get all gold.
So nice, lovely pattern on there.
I mean, Les Paul famously, when they asked him what colour should the guitar be, they said he wanted to look $1 million, so they sprayed them gold. And
looks so
yeah,
cool.
so all gold's actually rare, although I think people prefer the brown and dark backs.
It ages so well when it's all gold as well, with the greening, and it's just so cool.
Yeah, the checking.
It does, the checking on that guitar is phenomenal. It's so cool. Great looking guitar. It sounds amazing. I was debating at one point when I first came in and played that guitar. I was debating selling everything I owned to get it, and
your soul.
I came to not even a quarter. So, but it is such a phenomenal guitar. You can literally play anything.
Well, in here we do that on a weekly basis. Something will come in and we'll go home and walk around the house and try and figure out what we can sell.
Yeah, they just sound so good. There's something about them. I think P90s are right on my favourite pickups at the moment.
Yeah.
Something about them, just very versatile. Very nice.
I was reading recently about what constitutes to the sound in these, and it's every little detail that makes up the whole. You know, they were talking about the bridges and the saddles, how they're made up brass and they're slightly different angles, and all gets missed moving on the recreations, and it's such an important part to the whole bit, if you like, and then of course put in the old wood. Yeah. That's, you know, it was old when it was cut down. Yeah, it was old. Yeah.
It's so cool, and just every part of this, you know, the greening is just subtle but there.
Yeah, because there's metal in the gold paint, so that with your sweat, it greens, it oxidizes under the. In fact, this is not bad actually. You can get some that go completely green, don't they? Or really
very
heavy green here.
Heavy use, but
And it depends on the player actually. Some people have quite acidic. Have you noticed that with people? You know, they could they play your guitar and then the strings turn to rust and snap about a week later.
Yeah, it's I guess it's all different people, different guitars.
Yeah, I think it's so it depends who's played it. It's part of the footprint of the guitar, isn't it?
It's the history. That's the best part about them. But I really appreciate you. Let me come in and play these legendary guitars.
Okay, man. So this is this to me is Carl Perkins.
Yeah.
And is it the Grease band Joe Cocker?
Yes.
That's that.
Yeah.
Woodstock.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that.
Have you seen that clip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
killer.
Little help from my friends. That was the backing
Exactly
singers
that.
was the men.
Yeah.
And you could
So that's that.
tell that.
And they sound like that, don't they? This one sounds beefy and
it's so cool.
got some go in it, and this one's nice and twangy and country, isn't it? That's it.
It's clean, but anyway, I know what you mean. It's got that meat to it. It's, I've watched that clip so many times.
Me too.
Woodstock.
All those Woodstock, and Carlos.
Oh, yeah, he was on the special, wasn't it?
Oh, that's amazing.
So cool, so cool. Yeah, I was thinking.
That is my favourite clip, I think.
Yeah. Just everything about it, just the energy and. I was thinking how cool.
Because they were pretty unheard of up to them, weren't they? And I think you could see it's a bit like Stevie Ray Vaughan playing at Montreux, you know, when he's playing for his life kind of thing, and Carlos at Woodstock has got the same thing. And
they've just got it.
Yeah.
It's like their best performances. It's really good.
To go, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it wants to break up, doesn't it? It's ready to hit that.
Some amazing tones though, isn't there? From that neck.
It's
it almost sounds
really
like
warm,
a path from that neck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a meaty pickup, isn't it?
And in the middle you got that sort of country thing, haven't you? It's
That's
like
very country.
chimey, glitchy almost.
Really country. That
and that just needs some go.
Yeah. You can get it if you really. It's trying to break up.
It will do, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, can we hear some of that?
Types, one with just the two fingers and one with all those. So the one finger gives a different, more earlier.
That's a lovely sound. That.
It does sound older, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of more not brittle, but it's kind of
more open, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got more twang. It's
because I've
that's a Deluxe,
So-
a 53 I think Deluxe,
Oh,
and this is a 58 Princeton. Difference. This is more,
Yeah, it's got.
and that's more.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when you crank them up a bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was only a little bit more, and this thing would distort.
Yeah.
It's,
They're both great though. They go some.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to get that. Not many people do that.
Which one?
The finger sound.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah. Comes in really helpful as well.
Yeah, try and with the if you can. I mean, a lot do the hybrid, don't they? They do the pick.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I
Can you do it with a pick?
when you're doing the
It's
fast.
probably best for you to learn that way.
That's
all right.
when I do fast stuff. That's what.
So you do it. You do bring the other finger. You should do it. You should get it
Yeah.
really easy.
I
There's two different. The guy that played like that was James Burton,
yeah.
and it's very. You can hear it differently, and the guy that played like I do was Scotty,
Yeah.
Scotty Moore,
Yeah.
and you can hear the differences in the players. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
no right or wrong.
just
but
it's kind of like a
they just
helping
sound
hand when
different,
you're doing
don't
the faster stuff, because otherwise it's a bit like
Yeah.
but it's instead of being it like really kind of and it kind of cutting through on every note, I like it because it's kind of it brings in the other notes but a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
So.
I suppose the guy that I first heard was Martin Knopfler.
Yeah.
78 was it, with that Sultans of Swing? That was it. How does he get that? And that's all in the fingers, isn't it? And from him, he sort of
Yeah.
always. But look, quite a few people. Does it?
It's coming back now. A lot of people are using fingers instead of picks now. Jared does it. Jared James Nichols does it.
Right.
Really
With a thumb
phenomenal.
pick?
No thumb
just-
pick, just
Just
straight.
like that.
Yeah.
Just fingers.
Powerful,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Really, really powerful.
Yeah, it's good.
Really cool.
I think you've got more control over your instrument, really, because you're
Yeah, it's just
connected more to it.
and there's no you can't really miss a note because
No.
you've got the fingers there. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
with a pick you don't want to drop the pick.
Because you don't get the attack of the pick, though, do you? If you're
Yeah, I mean yes, I mean if
going
you've
for
got
one with the
fingers
foot on the monitor and the hair in the wind,
yeah.
you might need a pick. Who's the blues guy with the long white hair? Johnny Winter.
Yeah.
He
He was
thumb
thumb pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Which always found. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Phil, what have I got here?
Well, Toby, that's the next guitar along the line from the '68 that you just tried. That's a '69 Deluxe. Things changed really quickly to keep up with the modern demand. Really, the '60s exploded, rock exploded. The demand was huge, so they had to find ways to make guitars quicker. That's still got that's an early one. It's still got the single-piece body, although it's now got the three-piece neck with
Huge
a wider headstock, so they could use one pattern for the custom and the Goldtop. But as you know, it's got mini humbuckers in it, which I quite like actually. I think
Yeah,
they
I've
do-
never
they-
played
they
them
got the
before.
right
So
weight.
I did have a little noodle in it. It's
Yeah.
very warm.
Yeah.
Really nice
I
actually.
think they sound more puffy, if you like,
Yeah,
than the
they-
later humbucker.
Yeah, yeah.
They're a bit lighter, I suppose. A bit.
I know what you mean. You've got. There is
More
a
of an
big
acoustic tone, haven't they?
Yeah, it's got a big. I can hear the difference between the the '68 and the P90s. That's quite sweet.
It's got a bit of greening going on up the top there, isn't it? From what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Where your arm goes over.
So cool.
I think the Deluxe to me, it's always that, it's our era, and it's the glam. It's
Yeah.
that Bolan and all the Scott Gorham and all Thin Lizzy and all those bits that of a generation. It's like all guitars follow the generations, don't they?
And Townsend.
Who
with
played
the-
them really. Yeah.
That was
he
one of
put-
these, wasn't it?
yeah, he
With the
put- It
humbucker
was,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah, he put another one. Yeah. But yeah, they start to get a little bit heavier.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can tell that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like.
But that's, believe it or not, that's quite a light one.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
my Goldtop at home. I got the 50s tribute, not an old one, like 2012. That thing.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, I have put like a trapeze on it.
Right.
So I've got the huge holes from the
I like
stuff down.
trapezes.
Yeah, I tried to. It was like a tribute, so I thought I'd make it a little bit more 50s and try and stick a trapeze on it.
Yeah.
But it's not very light all over.
Well,
It's like
you can't have, you know, some people say, oh, you know, they brought out weight relief Les Pauls, didn't they? And people will say, oh, but it's weight, you know, somebody's drilled holes in it. And then on the flip side of that, somebody go, it's a bit heavy, isn't it? It's like,
it's,
you can't,
there's so many.
it's really
people,
hard to get just right, but please everybody.
People will find their favourite
Yeah.
guitar for them.
But going back to, that's quite a lot. I've had a 69 custom that even sat down with it on your knee, it would cut the blood supply off your leg. It was that heavy. It was just like cut your main artery. It was horrendously heavy.
Yeah, so this isn't that heavy.
Yeah. But they do sound. I mean, they have it gives them big beef.
Yes.
When you crank it up.
Mine's changed.
It's crazy, isn't it? But you can hear that. I mean, I suppose it's because you can hear the 50s in it, can't you? The neck feels slightly different.
It's a little bit smaller, isn't it?
Yes.
Than that one.
Yeah, yeah.
In a really good way. I like that because it's not too trebly, but you can tell it's a bridge picker.
Yeah. You probably could do with just a little packer up, maybe just bring it up slightly.
Yeah.
But I won't till it's mine. I won't touch it.
It's
Yeah. But I quite like that because all you can do is just balance it with the volume. You know, just turn the neck down slightly and it balances up nice, and turn your amp up.
so nice.
So you don't really have to do much to it.
It's just warm. It's weird because I've got guitars at home and my neck pickup sounds like this bridge pickup.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just very high treble on
Slapback suits it, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's so nice. If you ever come to a point where you just need to get it out of the shop and you don't need it,
I'll give you a call, yeah.
just let me know.
That's my favourite pickup on any Strat middle. So for me, you don't really need that little tweeny bit. It's all on. See you there. That's what I try to do. it's quite cool that we've actually got a 57 and a 58 Strat. You've got the 58, which is
Very clean.
identified by the 3-tone burst, which I like, which is kind of sets the pace right into the 60s. And this is the last of the 2 tones, 57. So like a year apart, very different in feel, which you'll get to feel. But yeah, I mean, it's I kind of like the 3-tone. I know a lot of people will go straight for the 2-tone and before.
Yeah.
And in fact, a few weeks back we had a 56 as well, and again it equally different in the years. This one's got the you know, the archetypal V neck that legend has it was created by accident. They had a new employee who started on the spindle and cut them all wrong, and they went out, and apparently the players loved it, and so it carried on. Don't know how true that is, but I've heard that story.
It's a pretty cool one anyway.
Yeah, and that's sort of quite a big neck, isn't it?
This is quite...
Not as big as the 56 had a big...
Yeah, it's not huge, but it's
more...
a little bit over medium. It's feels good.
Nice. Where's this one? I mean, this is almost yellow, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just got a bit of... And when you hang it up, it really lights up almost.
Yeah.
It's killer.
Subtle red.
So it's hard to get over, isn't it, when guitars look like... When old guitars, when they sort of... They are like little light bulbs, aren't they? They sort of actually sort of emit.
They're really cool.
And they've got all the... Yeah.
Should we hear what they sound like?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I've now got the 57 in hand, 57, right?
Immediately feel that neck, yeah?
Yeah, it's got that shape, it really fits your hand
Really
well.
get your thumb over the top.
Yeah, and compared to that one, I don't know why, there's just something about their tone as well.
I'm a firm believer that guitars need to be... I reckon this is not played in yet, this is essentially a new guitar.
Yeah, it's very
well, even though it's a 58.
Yeah.
It's ready for its next owner to... Whereas that, you can see it's been played
well
in,
loved.
I think you can feel that in an instrument.
Yeah, well, it's like a nice pair of shoes, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's almost painful to, you know, to start with, but you know.
Why you go to work in your slippers? Yeah.
Yeah. But there's something about this. It's just, don't know why. I like that tone. It's sweet there.
Cool, man. What's the bridge like? Twang to the max. It takes quite a bit of getting. Once you've gone from a Gibson to a Fender, it takes quite a lot to adjust, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You can't immediately feel this big hole open, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, body shape wise, obviously, because it's got the, you know, the
they're super comfortable.
Yeah.
But tone wise,
a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Even though they're kind of like essentially similar, single coil kind of thing.
That's more, yeah.
Same kind of idea.
There just seems to be more space, more space to fill, isn't there? You need to.
Yeah, I always had to mention whenever my granddad was like, "Why did you buy a new guitar?" And it's always you can instantly hear the difference between a Strat and Tele. They might be by the same company,
right.
But they're just, you can hear the difference, and then you can obviously hear the difference between Gibsons and Fenders. I had to explain that one every time. He couldn't get his head around it.
Don't, yeah, you can't. It must be like handbag syndrome, isn't it? because that was the invention that made the Strat, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah,
It's he got it so right.
This one just feels worn in. It feels at the right spot, and it feels loved, but not, you know, way over kind of. But it's just so nice. It just plays well and sounds amazing.
It's when you get a trem. They're all different, aren't they? Trems. I know it's the spring tension in the springs, but you get a Strat with a trem set just right. It's got the right shimmer on them, can't you? So. I like Jazzmasters for that. They have a very different tremolo.
I sold a Jaguar. It's just
right, same sort of trem.
Really nice. It's just
really floaty
flows,
trem, and
yeah.
It's a bit more. Do that more with that. You can't do that with Jazzmasters so much, can you? They're kind of more.
Look, they like lilt.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Got that kind of.
The thing with the vintage guitars that they all have, through all of them, is that they're all very dynamic. They all go with you. If you dig in, they dig in. Whereas modern guitars don't. They're all out, and you have to control it from either the controls or the amp. But very rarely when I play an old Gretsch or something, and I don't need so much pedals. I'll just, if I want it to go louder, I play harder.
Exactly. That's what I found with the SG. You don't really with the 61. It's kind
really
of
dynamic.
Yeah, and it breaks up when you
want it to.
You think break up, it will.
You can't.
If I was to play kind of like. It does. Yeah, that's sweet. Love the.
It's lovely the wear in the neck on that one on the back, where you see the dirt's gone in the nitro and around the like up the. Oh, yeah,
sweet.
I love all that.
It's been loved and played. What guitars are built for.
Cool. Same sort of thing.
Yeah.